Hello there, friends. It's your buddy Saeed Risalat, and I've got something really interesting to share with you today. We're diving into the topic of beauty and self-perception, exploring how our ideas of beauty can change over time and how it's often influenced by our experiences. Ever wondered why you might have felt both ugly and beautiful at different points in your life? Or how the way people treat you can change based on their perception of your beauty? It's a fascinating topic that many of us can relate to on a personal level. So, why should you watch this video? Well, if you've ever struggled with your self-image or questioned the concept of beauty, this video is for you. We'll delve into personal experiences, interesting facts, and maybe even share a joke or two along the way. It's a journey of self-discovery and reflection that you won't want to miss. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's explore the beauty of being ourselves together. Hey everyone, today, we're diving into a topic that's all about the highs and lows of beauty. Ever felt like you're on top of the world one day and then completely invisible the next? We've all been there. We're going to explore how beauty is perceived, how it can change over time, and why it matters so much to us. From personal stories to fascinating facts, we're going to unpack it all in a way that's relatable, eye-opening, and maybe even a little funny. So, if you've ever questioned your own beauty or wondered why it seems to fluctuate, this video is for you. Let's jump in. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know that the concept of beauty has evolved significantly over time? In ancient Greece, for example, beauty was associated with symmetry and proportion, while in the Renaissance period, it was linked to ideals of humanism and classical art. Today, beauty is often seen as more diverse and inclusive, embracing a wide range of appearances and expressions. My friends, let me share a real-life story with you. Let's first focus on this question. Have you been considered both ugly and beautiful at different times in your life? How has the way people treat you changed? So here, I share a real-life story told to me by one of my friend. It's a true story, so let's hear it together. Story starts. Okay, I love and hate this question. I love how it really makes me delve into myself, and I hate some of the things I find there. Yes, I have been considered both ugly and beautiful by both myself and others at different times in my life. And interestingly, the trend is for them to be odds with each other. I grew up being called ugly, fat, a slut, freak, all sorts of fun things. I was never overweight, but I think fat is an easy concept of ugly for little kids to identify. I was told I had a mustache, thunder thighs, my boobs were too high. What? Can I re-establish that somehow? My eyebrows looked like caterpillars. It goes on. Like several of the other friends here, I dressed horribly, intentionally horribly. Baggy, weird, unattractive things. I wore glasses, and I picked huge ones because they blocked out my ugly face. I wore peeper keepers because I thought they made me look dignified. I had braces, a perm, bad hair. I was silent 85% of the time, and when I opened my mouth it was to recite useless, and often strange facts. I was weird, and not cute kawaii weird girls aim to be, now, but back away. Whatever is wrong with her might rub off on us. Weird. This hair was so traumatic. I was teased mercilessly for this. I looked like a boy, a grandma, was I a dyke, etc. I considered myself quite ugly in this period, and it was strongly reinforced by my peers. I had some friends, or I thought I did, mostly male, mostly older. We would get together down by the caves in St. Paul, and get high. This went on for about 6 months. The last time I hung out with him, it was summer, and it started the same as usual. Meet up at gyms, go to the caves, get high. Except this time it wasn't weed. They took something, pills, I did not. Or at least I recall declining. The rest of the night is hazy, like someone else's story through a fog. I remember and I don't at the same time. There were 4 of them, Jim, Mike, Sol, and someone whose name I never knew. They held me down between the abandoned railroad tracks and took turns. They talked about what a slut I was, who wanted sloppy seconds, and pulled my shirt over my face. I cried, and I struggled, but I never said no. I remember watching the sun come up over the Mississippi, and the sand in my underwear, and much it hurt to move, and what a slut I was. I had sex with 4 guys. Who does that? I was disgusted, disgusting, I hated myself. I entered high school that fall, and my tactic had changed from trying to be anonymous to attempting to be outright repellent. I bought floral print dresses, in huge sizes, cut him off at the knee, paired them with steel-toed work boots, and thick cotton tights, or knee-high men's tube socks. I did not comb my hair, and it formed dreadlocks, knots, and weird cowlicks. I didn't shave my underarms, and I didn't care who saw. I cut myself, my arms and legs, deeply and frequently. I was uglier than I had ever been, and I wanted it that way. Fuck. This is hard to describe. The next years are mostly a haze. I was always high, usually LSD, but you can't take that every day, so lots and lots of weed as well. A few attempts at coke and crystal, but they just weren't my thing. They were up, and I wanted to be down, and stay down. I was in and out of JDC, Juvenile Detention Center, foster homes, group homes. My mother was abusive, so I ran away constantly, and they eventually declared me incorrigible. JDC was my favorite, there were no boys, it was super predictable. I liked the structure, same thing every day, no surprises. Eventually, I met a guy the first could almost trust. He wrote me a poem, detailing the ways he could see how broken I was, the pain in my eyes, and how he wanted to take it away. We talked for months, became friends, which was monumental. I really didn't have any. We were sitting on his front steps, very early one morning, and he said he wanted to kiss me. I laughed, why? And he went in the house for pen and paper, sat back down and began to write. After some time, he read aloud to me, a list of reasons A to Z, why I should let him kiss me. And so I did. It was then, and is now, one of the most poignant moments of my life. It felt amazing. Fireworks and starships and galaxies filled my heart and mouth and my mind. I felt beautiful. And then he looked at me, and he said, "You look so beautiful." It was the golden hour of dawn, and 24K light streamed through the trees and bathed everything in its magic. I never wanted to feel ugly again. I was going to let this boy, this man, have my heart, repair what he could, and love him with all I had for it. And so I did. For the next 3 years, we loved each other fiercely. Too much. We had everything invested in one another. The expectations were impossible, and we fell apart. He turned to meth, and I kicked him out. Without him, I was ugly again. There was no one to love me, no one to touch me and make me beautiful. So I sought it out, the physicality that had become my only understanding of beauty. I slept with nearly anyone who showed interest. In sex, I was beautiful. Unsurprisingly, I found myself pregnant. I was 19, almost 20, and I was terrified. I couldn't feed myself, didn't have a home, or a clue. I lived from couch to couch, bed to bed, one moment to the next. I had the baby, a boy, and he was beautiful, and I loved him. For the next 14 years, he was the only beauty I cared about. Eventually, he began to be his own person, and I no longer had that life raft. For the previous decade plus, my beauty had been outsourced. I had it only in other people. I wanted to find it in me. I began to draw. I had when I was younger, and then in spurts throughout my son's childhood, but never with any real dedication. Drawing became painting, and it became my everything. People liked it. I had showings, followers, fans. But then I met a man, and I hope you can see where this is going. I fell to pieces. He became everything. The way he kissed me, touched me, it made me. No amount of paint could compare. That picture makes me feel so weird, so conflicted. I love it, and I love him, still, but I hate how I love, and it is so apparent in this photo. The way my hand hovers in the air, palm up, fingers uselessly twining my empty thoughts. My shoulders curled forward, both protective of my heart, yet allowing him full access. Ugh. I lost myself to him, in him. Every disappointment he had in me became my truth. And there were so many disappointments. I could never please him. I became the ugliest I have ever been. Constantly struggling, fighting, crying. I reverted to cutting, too much wine, too much internet, too much of anything that would give me respite from my reality. I'm not out yet. I'm still ugly, but I'm trying. I'm telling all of you, and I'm not going anonymous. I try to draw, to paint, but it's very hard right now. Nothing comes out right. I can't get the lines and the colors to say what I mean. I can say what I mean in yoga sometimes, and I feel beautiful then. Guess I'm in a sort of stasis right now, struggling between hideous and not. The sun is out right now though, and the flowers I planted are blooming, so I think I'll join them, turn my face up to that warmth, and try to feel beautiful again. Alright, folks, we've reached the end of our beauty rollercoaster ride. We've explored the twists and turns of self-image, the ups and downs of feeling beautiful, and the ways our experiences shape how we see ourselves. But here's the thing. Beauty is so much more than skin deep. It's about embracing who we are, flaws and all, and finding the beauty in our uniqueness. So, next time you're feeling down about your appearance, remember, you're beautiful just as you are. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and until next time, stay beautiful, stay awesome, and stay true to yourself. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to my channel for more content. Goodbye, and remember to always embrace your unique beauty. Someone said very rightly that beauty is not about conforming to standards but embracing our unique selves. Thank you.